The federal judge presiding over the classified documents case of former President Donald Trump has dismissed the case. Judge Eileen Cannon ruled that the entire case should be thrown out because of the appointment of the special counsel who brought the case, Jack Smith, saying that he had violated the Constitution.
This comes as an investigation is underway, of course, into the 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks who opened fire at Saturday's Trump rally. The FBI says there's still no clear motive behind that attack.
We're joined now by Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. And Khalif, the judge here, the reasoning for why the district court the judge throwing this out, what do you see on this? It's saying this is unconstitutional.
I can say that I am not just surprised, but I'm shocked. I mean, this doesn't follow precedent. For the last 30 plus years, we've had special prosecutors bring these types of cases against individuals. And so I don't understand her rationale. It's 93 plus pages. I went through about 40 of them, and I understand she hits on two key points. First, that the Attorney General doesn't have the authority, doesn't have the constitutional authority to appoint. And then second, the funding needs to go through Congress. She basically says him making this appointment usurps Congress's ability to appoint people. That's not actually what's happening. He is being paid through Congress, obviously through his office, but he has a number of powers, almost 4 to 5 different constitutional provisions that give his office authority to delegate individual people to do cases, because under her rationale, it seems like she's saying he's the only person that would be able to try any type of case across the country, or people that come through his office as official employees. But I don't think there's any other reading like that from any other judge across the country. This is by far not just surprising, but shocking, major blow to any type of prosecution that will go forward, at least right now, because Judge Chutkan in D.C. does not see it that same way. You can guarantee that she will recognize all of the other legislative authority that the special prosecutor has pointed to. I mean, you can look at 28 U.S.C. 533, 28 U.S.C. 510. These are all authorities that give the Attorney General the power to delegate specifically. That's all he did, to delegate specific individuals authority to try, to prosecute, and to investigate cases.
Well, so on that note, this was said to be one of the stronger cases against the former president of all the different ones he's facing. So what do you think this ruling says about the future of these other ones that are still in limbo? We got Georgia, we got Washington, D.C. as well.
Mixed bag answer I can give you. I hate to give you that type of answer, but judges matter, right? And so if you're in the Florida case, it was already not just the weaker based on the facts, but on the roll of the dice on the judge that you got. Judge Cannon, a newer judge, a Trump-appointed judge. And I hate to say that, but in this time that we're in, that matters. A judge that has done everything in her power to delay. Normally, when you have a procedure that is something that you know that you're going to dismiss, you don't even have a hearing on it. She wasn't just having hearings on it. She was having 3 or 4 day hearings on it already proceeding. She's already taken this case off the docket indefinitely prior to her dismissing the case. And so this was already the weaker, not just based on the facts, but based on the judge. But now if you're looking at the D.C. case, I think this changes nothing. But if we're looking a step further, if this case is appealed and it goes to the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas has already showed his hand. In oral argument, he raised the same question. He says, let's even talk about if Jack Smith has the authority to do this case on his own. No one even asked this question. He just brought it up randomly, and then he added it to his most recent opinion. So if this case goes to Supreme Court, we already know how Justice Thomas rules. He doesn't think that Jack Smith or any special prosecutor has any ability to bring this type of case. My question is, well, what about Hunter Biden's case? Because that was a special prosecutor. What about all the cases that Burr brought with special prosecutors? That was a Trump Attorney General. There are a lot of questions that will be asked after this ruling that don't just affect Trump. I mean, this is how they do their job. The Attorney General cannot possibly prosecute all of these cases. So you need a special prosecutor to go out specifically on these high-profile cases.
Yeah, and also because this also paves the way that another judge could be appointed to this case beforehand after the appeals process, too.
I mean, you would think that that's the only way it goes in Florida. That case only proceeds if it's another judge looking at it, because Judge Cannon, and I love to try to give discretion and try to say that she's not acting outside the scope, but a number of things that she's done within this process go outside of normal judicial standards, which is typically, I could take it to the most recent rulings. If you know you're going to say you're denying something, you're not going to have a 2 or 3 day hearing. You're going to say it's denied, you'll send out an order, and you'll call it a day. She's been having 3 to 4 day hearings on basic things. And those are basic things where clearly the law is against Trump, but she's been delaying this the entire time. Mm-hmm. Again, unfortunate decision making, not following the law at all in this situation. And this will be appealed. I think on appeal, it gets overturned. But in the Supreme Court, I think it's up for grabs, and I think her decision will stand in the Supreme Court.
All right, well, only time will tell with that. Khalif, thank you. Lots happening today.